Hello everyone and welcome back to Cubs TV. I'm Georgina Day here with Paul Kirkpatrick at the Coomera Cubs Baseball Club on this fine Sunday afternoon, and we're here for the A-grade Div 1 game against Carina Redsox.
Oh, it's a beautiful day. Another beautiful day in Coomera. A little smoky, sun is out, sun is shining. We're going to be underway any minute now. We're waiting for the coaches to have their meeting. Should be a fine afternoon of beautiful baseball. I am Paul Kirkpatrick, who from Austin, Texas, originally born in London on the GB national team.
Born on the GB national team.
Born in London, England, playing on the Great Britain national team. We had a great game Friday evening. Georgina, what were your thoughts on our Friday win?
Well, I didn't quite see the game. From what I've heard, though, you all played really well, and you pitched, didn't you, Paul? So tell us about your outing.
I was pitching. We had a great defense behind us. We had, I think, 6 double plays.
Oh wow!
Which is a huge advantage when the leadoff runner gets on. I would like to thank Darren Trainer for calling a beautiful game behind the plate. We were keeping the Red Sox off balance all night, and I never shake off. Darren Trainer calls the game exactly how it's supposed to, and Toma made a few amazing plays at short. It was just Colby. Colby had a huge home run along with Talk and Christian Keene, who is now tonight's starting pitcher.
Yeah.
It was a great team win.
That's cool. Well, tonight our lineup for the Coomera Cubs is Colby Barrick batting first, playing center field, Nick Stablock batting second, playing left field, Darren Trainer batting third, catching, Graham Fisher batting fourth, playing third base, Takuto Hasagawa is batting 5, playing first base, Cody Matthews is batting 6 as the team's DH, Adam Thomas is batting 7th, playing right field, Shuichiro Ikai is batting 8, playing second base, and Jamie Foxx is batting 9, shortstop. So a bit of a different lineup there from Friday night.
A little bit of a different lineup, same core pieces. I'm assuming that the game plan today is attack strike 1 for Christian Keene. He is a power pitcher from the right side.
Power pitcher, I like that.
He has a tall frame, tall body, just a big kid, just big muscular kid just on the mound. And he's going to try to blow it by the Red Sox tonight.
Yeah, well, the Red Sox lineup for this afternoon is Connor Laverty batting 1, playing shortstop, Arata Domon batting 2, playing right field, Drew Naylor batting 3, playing first base, Simon Morris batting 4, playing left field, Liam Jessup batting 5, DHing, Tim Preston batting 6, catching, Josh Fritsch, I can't say that name, Fritsch, I think, batting 7, playing center field, Derek Van Hilst batting 8, playing second base, and Tiger Saito batting 9, playing third base. So I think they have quite a similar lineup to Friday night, actually, and their starting pitcher is Daisuke Yamashita. So I reckon we're in for a good game this afternoon. So thanks for tuning in, everyone.
And the coaches' meeting has concluded, and we are waiting for the Coomera Cubs team to take the field. Our new tradition is we break out on 4, so we will wait for that. And here comes the Cubs.
So we're going to welcome on Pat Day here.
You know, I Threw a really good game today. 3.2 innings, 5 strikeouts, throwing a bit of heat. You know, didn't have the radar gone, but it felt great. We on the mound, Christian, very nice. I would like to thank Paulie today for just giving me the opportunity. I would like to thank Baseball Jobs Overseas for giving me this great man from the United Kingdom. He didn't stop asking me if I want a cup of tea. I mean, that's his thing, you know.
Bloody Brit.
Scones. Well, we're looking forward to a great game today. Thanks for having me on.
That was a special guest star, Patrick Day. He pitched in the B grade. Pitched pretty well. Had a comebacker that he couldn't catch on the line, but that's okay. He stuck with it, and he threw about 60 kilometers per hour over the first base. For those Americans tuning in, that is about an equivalent to 20 miles an hour. But that's okay, you know, it's all about throwing strikes, and he did a great job of that. And maybe throughout the game we'll get another special guest star throughout the game. We're going to try to keep it light, keep it easy, and watch a great game between the two sides, between the Cubs and the Red Sox. Darren Trainer with a beautiful throw to second base as a warm-up.
First up to bat here for Carina, we have Connor Laverty, who's Carina's shortstop for this afternoon.
Not a typical leadoff hitter. He's a bit bigger of a kid, but he does find his way on base. And first pitch is low and outside from Christian Keene. Christian Keene just a bit low and outside.
It's really windy here today. There's lots of dust in the air, so it's going to be a bit difficult for the outfield with some of those high fly balls. As we saw in the last game, they just move around so much when they're up in the air.
Not sure which way the wind is blowing exactly, but any fly ball is just going to hang in the air. So the key today is ground balls and line drives. And a solid strike from Christian Keene, low and inside, perfect spot. And it's a 2-1 count. Excuse me, there's a 3-1 count, I believe, because he just walked.
Let me know. Okay.
Up to bat now for Carina, we have Arata Domin, the right fielder. Pace coming in there.
You know, he's throwing, I don't have the radar gun out today, but he's probably throwing a whopping 117 kilometers per hour.
Can you translate that for us?
Translation of 117 is about 80, mid-80s. I think Christian Keene can bump it up to upper 80s. But I think comfortably, if he's pounding the zone, it will be mid-80s. And just a smoke ball to left field just past the outstretched glove of Jamie Foxx. Now there are runners on first and second with nobody out. And a solid pitch
up to bat now for Carina, we have Drew Naylor, first baseman, which you can probably tell because of his height.
Yeah, he's a pretty big kid. Floats one in the triangle of death in right field.
Ooh.
And Colby, our the Coomera Cubs center fielder, comes up with it. And for those fans that do not know what the triangle of death are, there are a few in the field. It is between the shallow right center and left center field gaps, so just past the shortstop and second baseman where all three converge on the ball.
Yeah.
And also in foul territory right on the line between the left fielder, third baseman, and shortstops. Or in vice versa, the second baseman, right field, and first base. Those are the triangles of death because you have three players all converging on the baseball.
You know, I always knew that that was like a dangerous spot to catch fly ball. I never knew that they were called the triangles of death, though.
You know,
That's a new one.
I'm not entirely sure that is the correct baseball terminology.
I mean, it sounds pretty cool, so I'm gonna go with that.
But I do like the terms that I come up with. I do think that the baseball wording terminology just comes easily, and just make a few words up, and it just sounds good.
So up to bat now we have Simon Morris, the left fielder for Carina. Time called there. I think Christian was taking just a bit too long on the mound for
Christian Keene is mixing up his holds. The runner on second was stealing on the last pitch, which turned out to be a foul ball. So he's trying to mix up his timing here, so the runner on second cannot get as good of a jump. And a nasty slider, just a perfect spot, just blowing away. Strikes out.
Simon Morris.
Yeah, strikes out Simon Morris. Now there are two away with runners on first and second in the top half of the first inning. Now up to bat, Liam Jessup. These 3, 4, 5 hitters for the Red Sox are a bit bigger. They all have the potential threat of doing some damage. As of Friday night, one of the three, he hit just one of the farthest home runs I've ever seen, and I do not think that ball has landed. And Christian Keene throws out the runner at first on a slowly hit ground ball to end the top half of the first.
So that's going to be the end of the top of the first, and we'll be right back after this short break.
And welcome back to the Coomera Cubs Baseball TV. We are starting the bottom half of the first inning between the Coomera Cubs and the Red Sox. Not the Boston Red Sox, but the Red Sox of
Carina.
Carina. That's right, Carina. Now up to bat, Cody Barrick. A huge swing and a miss on the opening offering.
Opening offering. Never heard that one before.
Yeah, opening pitch, opening offering. He offered at the
Offering.
first pitch.
Yeah.
And a solid ground ball to the second baseman, who fields it and throws out Cody Barrick at first. One away in 2 pitches.
Pretty routine ground ball right there.
Routine ground ball right at him. Now up to bat, the man, the myth, the legend, Nick Sablock. And I will bet money that he will take this first pitch. And it is low and away.
Ooh, takes another pitch right there, right down the middle. Fastball.
Right down the middle, but that is Nick Sablock's plan when he comes up to bat. And he's going to be looking to drive this ball into the gaps. And a 2-hopper to the shortstop, who throws out Nick Sablock at first for 2 up, 2 down in about 5 pitches. Darren Trainer's going to be looking for a long at-bat to give Christian Keene some time to rest in the dugout and to try to get the pitch count up on Yamashita Daisuke. And a fastball up high to Darren Trainer. Darren Trainer with a shot into left center, and it's going to roll to the fence. Darren Trainer with a stand-up double.
That was a solid hit right there. Perfect setup. Perfect setup for Graham coming up to bat in the 4-hole.
And we have a courtesy runner for the catcher. And for the listeners tuning in, if you guys did not know, in Australia we are allowed to have a courtesy runner for the catcher under these GBL rules.
Just to give them time to get dressed.
Yeah,
and
we want to keep the pace of play up,
Yeah.
so it's to get the catcher to get his shin guards back on, so he can take the field in an appropriate amount of time. So pinch running is Caleb Syker.
Because the last thing you want to do is make your pitcher wait.
Yeah, that is just the worst. Just waiting on the mound with no one catching you, and you're in the middle of everything with all eyes on you. That is the absolute worst. Graham Fisher with a 1-1 count took a slider on a 1-0 pitch. A great take. It's going to be, they are playing a big shift to the left side. So second base is wide open. He could just squeak a ball right by there for an RBI single. But knowing Graham Fisher for the 2 days, I think he's going to try to drive the ball to the outfield, especially with this 3-1 pitch coming up. I think he's going to be sitting fastball right here, trying to go gap to gap.
The wind has settled down since last game, so I think anything hit to the outfield won't move that much. So he's just got to find the gaps.
Yeah, especially with this full count. It's first inning, so I do not think that Dice K is going to try to put him on in this early offering, but he does have a base open. So he goes in with a two-seamer on the outside part of the plate, which Graham fouled off to get another full count. Another strange rule in Australian baseball is that the catchers have to chase after the foul balls straight back. Is a interesting technique here where the batter on deck does not get the ball for the catcher.
Sometimes they do. It's just...
It's a weird unwritten rule in Australia. Graham Fisher with a routine fly ball to right field to close the first, and I guess we're going on break.
Yeah, so we'll be right back
after these short messages.
Welcome back. We're here in the top of the second. Christian Keane on the mound for the Coomera Cubs.
Both pitchers looking good early, both attacking the zone and just getting routine outs. It's going to be a tough day to score with that wind blowing in. And Christian Keane with strike one on a fastball on the outside part of the plate. And another nice pitch by Christian Keane, a slider that had the batter offering low and away, and the batter is Tim Preston. Christian Keane has really settled in after that leadoff walk in the first, but he's really settled in and pinpointing each pitch. Here comes the 1-2. And a fastball fouled straight back. A beautiful day in Coomera, and sun is shining. It's we have a nice little breeze from right center to blowing in from right center. It's and
a nice grab by Takuto at first base.
Yeah.
For the first out of the inning.
Who throws it straight to Christian instead of throwing it around, which Christian is now just appreciating the nice play. He left that slider a little up, but luckily our defense has improved over the last few weeks from with the changes, and we'll see how that goes carrying forward.
Right inside for ball 1.
For those listeners tuning in, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns about the game, please message in the comment section, and we will try to explain what is happening as best as we can. And a great pitch by Christian Keene on the lower part of the plate. Batter thought it was a little low. Josh Fritsch, but Christian Keene got the call. And a solid hit ball straight at Colby Barrick in center for a long out number 2.
Big thanks to Marcel working the camera up there for us today. It's real hot out there in the sun, and he's up on the dugout.
huge shout out to Marcel. You know, he's a man with a lot of wise words. Most famously known with all the imports that, you know, if you're at the beach and you're listening to music, you're just doing it wrong. And the imports have really taken that to heart, to where whenever we take trips to the beach, there's absolutely no music involved. We just love hearing the waves crash. And you know what? Marcel will definitely give us a few lines just that all the imports really appreciate. And up to bat, we have Derek Van Hilst. I apologize for butchering anyone's name. I am not the best at names, but you know, I was a late minute addition to this crew working the game, so I did not have time to prepare and ask questions about names. And a ground ball to Graham Fisher at third, and he one-hops it very intelligently to Takuto at first for out number 3, and that concludes the top half of the second inning. Score is 0-0.
Thank you everyone for tuning in, and we'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back to Cubs TV. We're here on this lovely Sunday afternoon at Coomera Cubs Baseball Club against Carina Redsox Div 1. It's a 0-0 game here in the bottom of the second. And up to bat for the Coomera Cubs is Takuto Hasegawa. Ball one outside there.
Takuto Hasegawa just plays with this energy that is just so uplifting for the team. Everyone really enjoys having him around for the next few short weeks. He brings an energy to the dugout that we were just missing. And he fouls off the 2-0 pitch right by our coach, Coach Azza, or the Coomera Cubs coach, Azza Party, but known as Azza throughout the GBL. And Takuto with a big 2-1 hack on that 2-1 slider. He's going to have to choke up and put the ball in play. And a fastball at the knees for a strikeout looking. Questionable call, but with 2 strikes, you have to choke up and protect. As a baseball player, you cannot put take any chances.
Cody Matthews now up to bat with 1 out.
Takes a fastball up. Cody Matthews standing at 6'1", up to bat. He's wearing those stirrups that are his lucky stirrups. And he hits a slow chopper to shortstop. He bobbles it, and a high throw off the mark. Cody Matthews reaches on an E6.
I love watching Cody warm up before he bats. He has a very specific routine, and it's really, really fun to watch. Just trying to get some of it there on the camera for you.
Cody Matthews has a very specific routine that he has to follow. And a lot of baseball players have their own little superstitions that they just have to do every time. Baseball is just a weird game, and baseball players are weird, and but the only athletes on the field stand in that circle on the mound 60 feet 6 inches away from the plate, roughly about 20 meters for the Australians tuning in. Now up to bat, Adam Thomas. And he ropes a ball down the third base line. Cody Matthews trying to extend it to third. Adam Thomas gets thrown out at second trying to advance. A little too aggressive from Adam Thomas's standpoint, but this early in a game, it is always good to try to take the extra base.
And he moved Cody around to third too. So with a runner in scoring position, with 2 outs, the Cubs have an opportunity to take the lead.
And now up to bat, Ichi Ikai.
Ichi, as he's well known around the club.
And he takes ball 1 low and outside.
Ball 2 just away there.
Ichi with a deep fly to left field, hooking foul. And it was fair. If it was fair, it was a home run with our short left field. The fence is fairly high and on down the left field line.
The purple monster.
Sure, it is a chain-linked fence that I guess is referred to as a purple monster.
Yeah.
Even though there is no purple attached to
Well,
the wall.
it's Coomera. We have purple. That's our color. So, you know, purple monster.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Ichi with a big leg kick. He's going to try to drive this ball, score this run. And he takes a ball 4, low and away, to bring up our shortstop, Jamie Fox. Jamie Fox is the super utility man, starting at third base. Then he's transitioned to second, and now he's playing shortstop for Coomera today. He plays any position that is asked from him, and here comes the first pitch, a slider, low and in. Daisuke Yamashita just got around that. Didn't really finish that pitch off. So a huge advantage for Jamie Fox at the plate.
Now keep in mind that Jamie is only 16 years old and he's playing in the Div 1 GBL comp with all of these adults. It's really a big step for him in his baseball career.
Jamie Fox might be the youngest guy in the GBL. You have to be at least 16 years old to play in this league. And he's taking a huge step. Speaking of taking a huge step, he just took strike one, low and away, low and outside, for still ahead in the count, 2-1. He's gonna look to drive the ball to the right center field gap. Takes another fastball, low and away. Daisuke Yamashita is definitely gonna want to attack Jamie Fox, because Colby Barrick, who had a huge home run for Coomera on Friday, is on deck. And Jamie Fox fouls that fastball off, and the payoff pitch is up next.
Full count here, 2 outs in the bottom of the second. A runner in scoring position and Ichi on first.
Ichi's going to take off on this pitch because it is a full count with 2 outs. And Jamie Fox fouls that one off. So we will do this again.
Jamie looking to put a ball in play here. Cubs trying to take the early lead.
And the payoff pitch is another foul ball. Jamie Fox putting together a really nice at-bat against the veteran Daisuke Yamashita. And the third payoff pitch is taken for a ball. Bases loaded with 2 outs for Colby Barrick. Colby Barrick, a Cal Poly alum. He must have been in the weight room a lot these past couple weeks, because he is absolutely driving the ball with power these past 2 weekends. Ever since our 1 bye week, he's just come back with a different attitude and just swinging for the fences.
Takes a fastball down the middle there for strike 1.
A nice pitch from Daisuke Yamashita after that walk to Jamie Fox. And Colby Barrick swings at that changeup, over that changeup for strike number 2. He's going to have to protect and put this ball in play.
Don't want to have a strikeout here. This is what happened in the Div 2 game We left too many runners on bases. And puts the ball in play there.
And a PFP, Daisuke Yamashita covers first base for out number 3. The score after 2, Coomera 0, Redsox 0.
We'll be back right after this short break. Welcome back to Cubs TV. We're here in the top of the third, 0-0 as the score.
We want to give a big shout out across the pond to Christian Keen's grandma who's tuning in all the way from, I'm assuming, Mississippi. And I'm only saying that because that is where Christian Keen is from. But we want to shout her out for tuning in to watch her grandson pitch on this beautiful day in Coomera. And another big shout out that we want to give out is to Isaiah Howard, also known as Boo around the club, for the really special effects. It is he's doing a fine job here. He's not getting paid. He's doing it for the love of the game, and he's learning a lot from all these older players.
And hopefully soon he'll come on and say a couple words as well.
Yeah, we'll get him to be a special guest here in a few innings. I'm Paul Kirkpatrick, and I'm also here with Georgina Day, who is also one of the star players for the 16U Purple, Senior League Purple, for the Coomera Cubs.
Coached by the amazing Paul Kirkpatrick.
I win the MVP award every game for the job that I coach. We pull away with scrappy wins, and I just need to award myself sometimes. And Christian Keen, fastball away for the strikeout looking on Saito. Saito. Now up to bat, the leadoff hitter, Connor Laverty. We're trying to get Georgina Day to come out of her shell a little bit and talk a little bit more. This is really good practice for her to understand the game at a expertise level. So she's going to be announcing the next batter or two, so that she can just improve for next week's game.
But before I do that, I would like to give a big shout out to our sponsors, Tambourine Mountain College, for supporting us. Anytime Fitness, Helensvale, for giving a gym to all of our Or a line drive down right field there, just in. And Connor Laverty will hold up at first base. Great hit there to put a runner on bag with 1 out. Setting it up for Arata Damon to possibly move the run around into scoring position. Christian Keane with a low, what do you reckon? I don't know. A low circle change there for a big swing and a miss for Arata Damon for strike 1. Just inside there for ball 2. Back to what I was talking about before with our sponsors. Thank you to Anytime Fitness Helensvale for giving us a gym for our imports to work out at. And again, CJ Baker and Associates for all of your accounting needs. And Grimo's Garage for servicing all of your vehicles and for servicing all of our imports vehicles as well. And another huge big shout out to Bendigo Bank, our biggest and longest supporter. Thank you to all our sponsors for giving us the opportunity to run this Cubs TV. It's a really big step for the Coomera Cubs. Connor Laverty with a stall. Oh, no, it's a pass ball there.
There's a wild pitch.
A wild pitch, you reckon?
The difference between a wild pitch and a pass ball is a wild pitch is considered an unblockable pitch, and a pass ball is a pitch that a catcher should be able to block and just fails to do. And a ground ball to Jamie Foxx for an infield single. Darren Trainer was calling out 3 to try to get that runner out at third who is advancing from second. So now we have runners on the corner with 1 out. Christian Keane's going to be looking for a big punch out or a ground ball double play.
With Drew Naylor up to bat, the first baseman for Carina Redsox. Big guy here, hopefully willing to do some damage. A painted fastball on the outside for strike 1.
Painted, correct. That was a beautiful pitch from Christian Keane. Just painted the corner. And the runner's off to second with a stolen base. Could be considered a fielder's indifference since there's no throw. However, we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt and call it a stolen base.
A huge swing there from Drew Naylor for strike 2. 1-2 count and
infield pop-up. Christian Keane is calling it. Pitchers typically do not like catching fly balls, but Christian Keane, being the superb outfielder that he is comfortable catching fly balls for out number 2. Christian Keane, going back to Christian Keane, he's just a big-bodied, just great athlete. He also got drafted out of high school, went back to junior college and played football. He's just an all-around athlete. And now he's found his way a new home out in Australia. And routine fly ball to center field, and Christian Keene escapes some potential damage. And the score after 2.5 is Cubs 0, Red Sox 0.
We'll be back right after this short break. Welcome back to Cubs TV. We're here in the bottom of the third, 0-all as the score. Up to bat for the Coomera Cubs is Nick Sablock.
You know, Big Daddy Sab, as he is known around the club. He's out here representing David Burns and baseball jobs overseas. We want to give them a huge shout out for all the imports for helping us find a place in Australia and hopefully in Europe next summer. And
A beautiful grab by Naylor on first base there for the first out of the inning.
now up to bat, the catcher, number 32, Darren Trainer. He's gonna try to repeat what he did last at bat and rope another double into the gaps. He's standing at 6'3". You know, he's looking a lot better. He's trying this new diet out. At the house, we all just watched The Game Changers on Netflix, and we're all experimenting with trying vegetarian or a vegan diet. And Darren Trainer slices the ball down the right field line, and he's going to be into third for a triple. It really does look like that vegan diet is looking good for Darren Trainer, and I am excited to be trying that starting next week.
With one out, the Cubs will bring on Caleb Sliker as a courtesy runner for Darren Trainer as the catcher.
Again, this is not because Darren Trainer is winded from running all around the bases. This is because he is a catcher, and they can have courtesy runners here. And now up to bat, Graham Fisher. Infield playing halfway. They're going to try to throw the runner out at home if it's a ground ball and Caleb decides to take off. Graham Fisher standing at a whopping 6'8", but he looks like he's about 7'5" compared to all these little kids. He drives the ball to right center, and the right fielder does make a nice running play, but it does score the run for an RBI sac fly. Graham Fisher doing the job, providing the offense early. Now up to bat, Takuto Hasegawa. Takuto did say he was going to hit a home run before the game, so I think it's going to be tough with these this wind. But he did call a home run in Friday's game, and he did deliver, so I'm not counting him out for this at bat.
How many home runs were there on Friday night, Paul?
The Cubs hit 3 home runs on Friday night, and the Red Sox hit 1, but their 1 home run still has not landed. It came in the 7th inning after the Cubs put up 5 runs for their starting pitcher, and the starting pitcher on Friday night for the Cubs got a little tired, decided just to flip in a lazy slider that one of the power hitters just hit a mile, and for those Australians tuning in, a mile is about 2 kilometers. So that is long distance for a baseball to travel. And Takuto Hasegawa just fouled that one off down the third baseline. We are waiting for the left fielder to run back to his position. And Takuto is going to try to extend this inning with 2 outs. And he hits a ground ball to first base for the 3 unassisted for all the fans trying to keep score at home. That would go down as 3 unassisted. And that concludes 3 innings of baseball here on this beautiful day at Coomera Ballpark with the score Red Sox 0, Cubs 1. And we will be back after these short messages.
Welcome back to Cubs TV. We're here in the top of the 4th, and the score is Carina 0, Coomera 1.
Now up to bat, I believe, is Simon.
Yeah, no, Liam.
Liam Jessup.
Liam Jessup.
Jessup. Christian Keene throwing downhill for the low strike number 1. And we'd like to give a big shout out to our club president, Nick Day, for he just walked by and touched us all on the shoulder, gave us a thumbs up for the wonderful job that his daughter Georgina Day is doing, and he felt like he needed to give me some positive words of encouragement. So we are doing our best with Jessup hitting a line drive to deep center field for a long out, number 1.
Colby Barrack stumbling with the catch there in center field.
Colby Barrack might actually break a sweat today. He has seen a lot of action already in 3 1/3 innings in center field. And a chopper to shortstop. Jamie Foxx charges, sets himself, and fires to first base for a quick out, number 2. Now up to bat, Josh Fritsch. I do want to apologize again for any mispronunciation. If anyone has any questions, comments, or concerns, please message the Facebook board so that we can try to correct that. Christian Keene with a fastball down the middle for strike number 1. He's gonna look to have a quick inning. Very ideal after the offense supported him with 1 run. It's always good to get the momentum back in the dugout quickly the next half inning.
Down and outside there for ball 1. 1-1 counts. And a sweet fastball for strike 2. Big swing there.
Big swing, almost as big as his beard, but you know, that is typically the trend in Australia. Big beards and big guys with a lot of tattoos, and you know, it looks good. I mean, I can't grow that beard, but but you know what? It's a baseball thing. Looks good, and he's gonna try to put a good swing on this 2-2 offering. And a high fly ball to left field. Nick Sablock running under it and catches it for out number 3. A great inning from Christian Keene. Quick 3 outs, and that concludes the top of the 4th. Coomera up next.
We're back here on Cubs TV at Coomera Cubs Baseball Club with the score as 1 Cubs, 0 Red Sox. Cody Matthews up to bat now with his routine before he hits.
Georgina, why don't you explain that routine to the video audience who cannot catch?
They're watching it right now.
Maybe they're missing out on the little things that you're talking about.
They can see it.
And he hits a ground ball through the 6 hole for a leadoff single. Which now brings up the right fielder, Adam Thomas.
Big crowd here at Coomera today. Lots of locals coming down to have a gaze. So thank you to all that couldn't come down and decided to watch online.
It is another sold out crowd here at Coomera Cubs Ballpark. We want to thank all the fans that made it out and giving us that home field advantage. It's a big thing. Adam Thomas with the ground ball to short, to second, to first for a ground ball double play. 6-4-3.
Couldn't really get out of that one. Bit unlucky.
Now up to bat, the second baseman, Ikai. Ichi, a fan favorite here at Coomera Ballpark. He takes strike one down the middle for strike one. And he's going to be looking to reach base and extend the inning. And he slaps the ball the other way for a single, which now brings up Jamie Foxx, the shortstop. And we are not talking about the American actor Jamie Foxx. This is Australian's own Jamie Foxx. Wearing number 9. Wearing number 9 today. Possible youngest kid in the GBL. We're not quite sure. But he's down there, and he takes a big hack, trying to hit it over the chain-linked fence purple monster in left field. And a big fly ball to shallow right field for out number 3. A great inning from Daisuke Yamashita, who avoided some damage in inning number 4. Score Redsox 0, Cubs 1. And we will be back after these short messages.
Welcome back to Cubs TV. We're here in the top of the 5th. Score 1-0 to the Cubs. Shout out to all of our fans watching from overseas. I think we have some people from Oregon, California, Mississippi. It's really good to see how many people are tuning in.
And Georgina says those 3 states because that is where the bulk of our imports are from. And we want to thank the friends and family tuning in and watching these studs as Graham Fisher fields the ball and almost runs it halfway to first before throwing out Derek Van Hilst. Now up to bat, Taiya Sato.
Tiger Saito.
Taiga?
Tiger.
Man, that's an awesome name. He's gonna take strike 1 down the middle. I think it was a 2-seam. Could have been a power changeup. Christian Keene has just a little outside as Darren Trainer comes back and fields that ball. Christian Keene trying to run that one up there to the low 90s. And it just missed the plate. And another one that's just outside, just out of reach of Darren Trainer. 2-1.
Struggling to hit that outside corner there.
It's a nine-hole hitter. He's going to want to not fall too far behind. And a ground ball to Jamie Foxx, who fields it cleanly, throws it to first for a bang out number 2, which now brings up the leadoff man, Connor Laverty.
For his 3rd at-bat of the game.
Not your typical leadoff hitter number. He's wearing number 26. Typically, leadoff hitters are a low-digit number for whatever reason that is. But you know what? He's going to try to prove all those hitters wrong and wear a high number and reach base safely here. And Christian Keene with that low changeup for ball number 1.
Count of 1-0.
And Connor Laverty was not ready for that fastball down the middle. He was still in his warm-up while Christian Keene delivered, but that is still strike number 1 for a 1-1 count. Christian Keene looks like he's cruising through almost 5 innings of work. He's looking solid on the mound. Hasn't pitched for a couple weeks, and he has not missed a beat pitching today, as he misses on that slider on the outside corner. And he gets the call for a fastball
For a
2-2 count. He's going to want to try to locate there all game, the rest of the game. And a slider up high. And for those fans that did not see, Christian Keene, the athlete, doesn't even need a glove on the mound for that. He just catches baseballs with his bare hand. And as Connor Laverty fouls that one straight back. And the 3-2 pitch is on its way.
No runners on, a full count, and 2 strikes.
Christian Keene yanked that one for ball number 4, low and away. And we have another special guest. Never mind, we don't have a special guest because Jack Waters is walking away. but we might see him pitch later this game. He is Coomera Cubs' #1 pitcher in his eyes. He just committed to Grand Canyon University. So we'll see if he makes an appearance in today's game. As Christian Keem flips over the slider for strike #1.
Runner on 1, 2 out. Carina looking to do some damage.
Up to bat is Errata Damon. He put together a few good at bats Friday night against Cubs Friday night starting pitcher Paul Kirkpatrick.
Yours truly.
Yours truly. And he takes that one inside for ball number 1 or 2. Isaiah Howard is on the board, and he has a tough time managing 2 things at once. But you know, he's doing his best. We give him a big shout out. He's doing a great job. And the count is now officially 3-1, thanks to ours truly, Isaiah Howard, who double-checked and triple-checked his work. And Darren Trainer throws to second base and throws the runner out at second for a caught stealing. Very nice play by Darren Trainer, who picks up Christian Keene on that play. Carina couldn't manage to put together a run in that inning, so the score remains Cubs 1, Carina 0, after 5.5 innings of play. We'll be back to you after these short messages.
Welcome back to Cubs TV. We're here in the bottom of the 5th, and
Colby Barrick tries laying down a bunt. Colby Barrick has the speed, has the power. He's just an all-around good hitter. He's a solid hitter. He's really had a breakout season so far for Coomera. Dependable guy who just ropes a ball directly at the shortstop. Unlucky for Colby Barrick. And now up to bat, number 49, Nick Big Daddy Sablock. The the face of baseball jobs overseas recently. It's going to be looking to drive the ball, do some damage. And he almost hits the field umpire down the first base line. A very athletic play by the umpire to dodge that ball. It is a foul ball. However, it was a very acrobatic play.
Now, the Red Sox have had some changes, we've just heard. So Outhouse Brento has come in to play 9 for Derek Van Hilst. And then right field, Arada Domin has gone to center field. And center field, Josh Fritz has gone to second base.
And Nick Saplock fouls that one just shy of the purple monster in the left. And he's going to have to protect on this 0-2 pitch. And he does. He fouls off that superb changeup low and away. And that's just what you have to do when you get to 2 strikes. And no one knows that better than our very own Georgina Day, who's probably one of the better hitters on Senior League Purple U16 for the Cubs.
Not so far this season.
And Big Daddy Sabs
Huge swing and a miss there.
swings over that 2-seam, that backdoor 2-seam. And now up to bat, Darren, the vegan trainer.
Oh my goodness. All of your fancy diets.
You know, he's a import from California. He is Mr. Cape Cod himself. He went to Lewis and Clark, one of the best NAIA schools in the country. Played in the championship game, I believe. I think just missed out. However, he did get selected on the Cape Cod team, and he's done amazing work and really solidified his role as the starting catcher for Coomera Cubs baseball, and has set a high standard for the Cubs in future catching needs. And he swings over that two-seamer in he's facing a tough 1-2 count right now. First time he's been behind all day with a double and triple. He's gonna really look to protect and keep the inning going, and he fouls that one off. And Jack Waters just threw the ball right at Darren Trainer, which he just reacted to as that superb catcher and just caught it right on the money. And he fouls that one off. Just nicked that one. Darren Trainer, 6'3", slim body, but he just has a beautiful smooth swing, just crushes balls down in the gaps, and he's gonna try to do that again. And he wears that smartly. He wears that on a 2-strike pitch to be awarded first base, and he obviously likes reaching first base because he does not have to run because of these GBL rules that courtesy runner. And let me tell you, every day at the house he just appreciates that rule more and more because he does not enjoy running. So Caleb Sykers now courtesy running at first base while Graham Fisher is up to bat. Graham Fisher with a huge fly ball to right field for that sac fly to bring the only run in today. He's going to be looking to do more damage with 2 outs and try to score Caleb Syker.
And with a fat fastball there for the first strike on a 0-1 count. A ball will be fouled off for Graham Fisher.
If you guys missed it earlier, Coomera Cubs B grade won in exciting fashion a walk-off error. However, the inning was just superb. Down 1 in the bottom of the 9th, and just found a way to win. A true gritty win as Graham Fisher drills that ball to the warning track in right field, where the right fielder made a
Josh Fritz
amazing play.
in right field there with a amazing running backwards catch.
That concludes the 5th inning. Cubs 1, Red Sox 0, and we will be back after these short messages. And welcome back to Cubs TV, where Christian Keene is throwing a gem of a game. It is 1-0 to the Cubs. Christian Keene gives up a leadoff single on the first pitch to Arata Damon. He is really aggressive early in the count, and he does his job as a leadoff man reaching base to set up Drew Naylor. Drew Naylor is a big-bodied first baseman, and he's going to be looking to either hit one over the Purple Monster, but definitely move Arata Damon to at least second or third. And he wears it right on the elbow. And let's see if Christian Keene can escape this inning with no damage done. Oh, and now up to bat, Simon Morris. Simon Morris.
With the runners on 1 and 2.
And in baseball terms, that is first and second base. Not 1 and 2, but it is first and second with nobody out. And you do not see this very often. The cleanup hitter laying down a bunt for a foul ball. Let's see if he's going to do that again. Typically, cleanup hitters do not bunt because they possess the threat of hitting the long ball. But, you know, in a tight ball game, in the middle of the season, you just have to do whatever you can to try to get a win. And in that case, with runners on base, you want to advance them with no outs. And Christian Keene smartly does the inside move to shortstop, and that not only keeps the runner close at second, but he can then see if the cleanup hitter Simon Morris is going to square around a bunt. It did look like he was ready to lay down a bunt, and we will see on this upcoming pitch. And here comes the 0-1. He's ready to square, and he doesn't. He pulls back for a fastball low and away. This will be a 1-1 count. Simon Morris looked like it was kind of a slash, a half slash. So we'll see what he does on this 1-1 count. And the 1-1 pitch. And Simon Morris lays off that slider inside. I had been smart to wear that for bases loaded and no outs, but he took a step back and did not want to take one for the team. But you know, getting hit with the baseball does hurt. I do not advise it. And Christian can't come up with the pop-up bunt, but he stays with it and throws out the runner at second. A tough play, but Christian Keene at least stayed with it and minimized the damage for a fielder's choice, 1-6. Jamie Foxx did come out with a very nice scoop on the play. Looked good. Kept it in front of him. Now up to bat, Liam Jessup. And he grounds it to Graham Fisher, throws it to Ichi, over to first at Tuck for an inning-ending double play.
A great stretch there by Takuto at first base.
Preventing that run to score, which is huge. This happened several times in Friday night's win. The Cubs just getting double plays before the run scores.
The defense really providing the goods there.
Defense wins championships. And that concludes the top of the 6th inning. Cubs 1, Red Sox 0. We will be back after this purple screen.
Welcome back to Cubs TV. We're here in the bottom of the 6th with the score as 1-0 to the Cubs. Kuto Hasagawa here up first.
And a fastball on away. Just missed. And it does look like we will see Jack Waters pitch. He is doing his famous routine, drive line routine, which a lot of the pitchers on Coomera do. As Takuto floats one into center field for a leadoff single, which brings up Cody Matthews, who, if you guys did not know, he portrays that he is a movie star in Australia. And you know what? He honestly might be a movie star. Ian Lee. And it is just brought to my attention as Cody Matthews takes a fastball for a ball that Ian Lee has a perfect sit going on in the Cubs dugout. And for those of you that don't know what a perfect sit is, it is not that easy. It is a player who sits down in one spot the entire game without moving a muscle. He is not allowed to stand to get water. He's not allowed to adjust to seating. He has to sit down in one spot for the duration of the game. And luckily for him, this game is kind of flying by, knock on wood, because we love quick games here at Coomera Ballpark. As Cody Matthews rolls over that ball, but it did end up going through the 6 hole for another single on the day for Cody Matthews. He just loves that 6 hole. Former shortstop himself. He's now DHing today, but whatever it takes to get on base. And now we have runners on first and second with no outs.
Now, I've never heard of a perfect sit. That must be an American thing.
A perfect sit. Well, baseball is America's pastime, and a perfect sit. It's a lot of people try to do a perfect sit. However, they are just unsuccessful because typically in America, games last much longer than overseas baseball, to where sitting down for an average of 3 hours is just uncomfortable. And I'm not sure what.
Okay, so on first base, we have Cody Matthews standing next to Drew Naylor. And as the club president has pointed out, it's like the
AT&T bars.
No, it's Altuve and Judge.
Yeah, so we have possibly one of the tallest players in the league. Standing at first base. And then our own very Cody Matthews is on first, who quite possibly, I'm not going to say he's the shortest person in the league, but let's just say he's not 6 foot. But, it's okay because Cody Matthews possesses some skills that just other ball players just don't have. As Adam Thomas takes ball for a 1-2 count. And he fouls that one off. A really good at-bat put together by Adam Thomas, protecting when he must. He's going to look to drive the ball to the outfield, but at the very least, he's going to try to move the runners over to set up Ichi, who is on deck.
None out here. Runners on first and second with another foul ball. from Adam Thomas. Count still 1-2. And the score still 1-0.
1-0. Not 1-0. It's 1-0.
1-0,
As
whatever.
Adam Thomas bloops one into left field. And it is set up, bases loaded. The Red Sox are trying the hidden ball trick to try to see if Cody Matthews does not see it, but Cody Matthews, being the intelligent person that he is, Marshall education, he saw it coming, and he just successfully stays on the bag.
And as we can see there, Caleb Syker is coming into the game as a pinch runner for Adam Thomas.
Potentially a huge inning for the Coomera Cubs as Ichi tries to drive in all three runners to get Christian Keene some help on the mound. As Ichi fouls that one straight back. And here comes the 0-1 pitch. As Ichi swings over that changeup. A great pitch from Dice K. He's also going toe-to-toe with Christian Keene, keeping the score low. As Ichi fouls that one, protects the plate. Yeah, Christian Keene and Dice K are just going toe-to-toe. It is a pitcher's duel, and both of them are looking really good in the early going on to the later part of the game. As Ichi swings over that two-seamer from Dice K. To set up Jamie Foxx, the youngest kid in the GBL, to try to get some cushion for Christian Keene. As he swings over that pitch for an 0-1 count. He's going to be looking to drive the ball to the outfield. Infielders are playing in double play depth, so we're really going to look, and that hits him right on the hand, which I believe by rule that is part of the bat. So that is a foul ball. Unlucky for Jamie Foxx. Very unlucky turn of events for Jamie Foxx. Two-seamer just ran in, tried taking it, tried checking his swing, and it just ended up hitting his hand for a foul ball. So Jamie Foxx is going to try to protect on this 0-2 count. Although it says 0-1 on the screen, it is certainly 0-2. And Jamie Foxx swings over that changeup for strike number 3. Dice K really coming in clutch to keep this game close and give the Red Sox a chance. But up to bat, it is Colby Barrick.
Now Colby has a real opportunity here with loaded bases.
Colby going old school and not wearing batting gloves. He just uses some dirt and grips the bat and does not offer at the first pitch, but takes it for strike number 1 on the outside corner. And he takes that changeup low. A great block by the Red Sox catcher to keep Takuto at first base, or at third base, beg your pardon. And Colby takes that pitch low and away. It is starting to get a little cloudy. Sun is not that bright, and yet there are base runners and even announcers, for that matter, that just want to wear sunglasses. And you know what? They're just blocking out the haters, you guys. It is A-okay.
And the dirt that is flying everywhere.
As Colby Taylor, or Colby Barrick, takes that fastball low for the easiest RBI he might get in his career, a 5-pitch walk. Really the first poor at bat by Dice K, who's been pitching a gem here recently, to set up the power hitter Nick Sablock, known as Big Daddy Sabs, all around the world, as he takes a changeup low and in. It was his birthday on Friday. We had a team celebration last night. Everyone, great team bonding. Nick Sablock, the life of the party, gets a single through the right side, and that is scores 1. Caleb comes around to score 2. Colby Barrick trying to be aggressive. He's safe at home. 2 RBI Nick Sablock, and the third scoring on a throwing error by the right fielder. Very clutch at bat. I think he will take that for a solid birthday present. And Coomera Cubs extends their lead to 5-0 here in the late going of the 6th. And now up to bat, Darren Trainer. Let's see if he can keep that energy going. As he takes a fastball low.
Takes a fastball right down the middle there for strike 1. And another fastball inside there for ball 2. The 2-1 count, 2 out, and a runner on second base.
And Darren Trainer with a line out to right field. Just another solid at bat by Darren Trainer, as the Cubs push across 4 on a key hit by Nick Sablock. As we close the 6th inning, the score: Red Sox 0, Cubs 5. We'll be back after this purple screen.
Welcome back to Cubs TV. We're here in the top of the 7th. Score 5-0. The Cubs have a new pitcher on the mound. Jack Waters has come in for Christian Keane after his 6 innings of how many hits? I think he had 2 hits off him. So it was a pretty good 6 innings. Let's see if Jack can continue the streak with a line drive up the middle. First pitch hits.
And Jack Waters dodges that ball. You might want to check if there's a brown stain. but you know, he did his job. You want to attack the strike zone. But he's going to be looking for a ground ball in the infield to turn 2. But I cannot stress enough how well Christian Keane has pitched, or did pitch today. He did his job, kept the score obviously at 0, and as a competitor, I know that he wanted to go back out there, but he sets up the day for setup man / closer Jack Waters. Jack Waters floats in a slider. He is a Grand Canyon University commit, probably the best pitcher in the GBL. He stands at 5'8", and he has like 5 pitches, but he throws them all differently to where Darren Trainer might have to put down 10 different signs just to get the right pitch, right arm angle, and he really keeps the hitters guessing. And he has this power slider that he's going to probably, actually, Darren Trainer sets up inside. Here comes a fastball for a strike 3 looking. And Jack Waters records his first out with a punch out. We would like to thank all the fans tuning in on this live stream. Again, message us in the comment section and we will get Isaiah Howard to communicate that with us. As Jack Waters gets that strike called. He's going to be looking for a ground ball. Jack Waters has an 0-2 count, and this is the time to get that strikeout. Here comes a slide, fastball up high, great pitch under the hands, right on spot. Jack Waters throwing a whopping 110 kilometers per hour for a rough estimate of maybe 82 miles an hour. But, you know, he's saving energy. He's going to try to finish his game. He's going to try to run a few up there. And he throws that slider for blown away. However, Taiga Sato swung over that. And here comes the 0-1 pitch. And there's weakly hit to left field off the end of the bat for a bloop single. Nothing you can do on that. Great pitch, just a better piece of hitting.
Back to the top of the order here. Connor Laverty is up to try and score some runs in this key part of the game for Carina Redsox.
Georgina, I don't know if you know this, but it is hard to win a baseball game without scoring. Some say it's impossible, but I have seen it done.
Oh my gosh.
So Connor Laverty is going to try to extend the inning and get this game back to a manageable score for the Red Sox. And a slider messed up. And the 1-1 pitch. We're working on getting another special guest speaker for you guys at home watching. As Connor Laverty fouls that ball out of play. If you guys have any requests on who you guys want, we will try our best to get them on this show. Just comment below and we'll see what we can do. We're trying to get Isaiah Howard to do this. He is a baseball phenom.
1-2 pitch.
And Jack Waters blows it by Connor Laverty. And Jack Waters struts off the mound with swag, giving a high five to Darren Trainer, who's calling an absolute perfect game today. And that concludes the seven and a half innings of play. And we will be back after this purple screen.
Welcome back to Cubs TV. We're here in the bottom of the 7th. The score is still 5-0 to the Coomera Cubs. Up to bat now for the Cubs is Graham Fisher, batting in the 4-hole. Down and outside for ball 1.
During the break, we had this strong conversation about who Georgina Day's favorite baseball team is, and her response was any LA team because she thinks the city is amazing. So Georgina, who is your favorite player?
My favorite player is Justin Turner.
Interesting. The redhead with the big beard.
Yep.
Interesting, and he is currently on the trade block for the Dodgers, so he's going to be finding a new home pretty soon.
I know.
So what's going to happen as soon as he gets traded?
Well, I don't know.
Are you going to start cheering for that team, or are you just going to find a new favorite player?
He'll still be my favorite player. I'll go for him, but not the team.
If the Dodgers played the Angels, who would you cheer for?
The Dodgers.
And Graham Fisher with a solid ground ball up the middle for a leadoff single. So, what do you think the Dodgers have to do to get back in the World Series?
Well, considering the last 3 seasons have been pretty upsetting for the Dodgers, making it to the playoffs and the World Series. The World Series 2 seasons, and then the playoffs for last season. I reckon that, yeah, we lost a lot of our key players in trades last season, so I think we just need to work with what we've got now, and considering the performance of some of the players, maybe not pitch Clayton Kershaw in the playoffs, because
that is an interesting debate that does go on in America, whether Clayton Kershaw pitches too much in the regular season and just gets tired in the postseason. However, the Dodgers did just the Dodger outfielder Cody Bellinger, or utility man, did just win the NL MVP. So it is kind of disappointing to have the MVP on your team, but not even make it to the World Series.
yeah.
And the Dodgers with one of the higher budgets and payrolls in baseball.
And they do have one of the best rosters, so
They have one of the best rosters and farm systems. And as Takuto hits a very hard ground ball to the first baseman, but Graham Fisher was stealing, so the only play was to just step on the bag for Red Sox, as that was out number one.
Cody Matthews up to bat now with his routine as
Special
always.
routine. Another superstition of Cody Matthews is that he has to wear stirrups. So we spent all day at the beginning of the season just trying to find purple stirrups for him, as he takes a big hack on that slider, trying to hit it over the chain-linked fence purple monster, and he just slices that one foul, as he is deep in the count 0-2. So, Georgina, do you think the Dodgers should try to pay the money for Garrett Cole, one of the best pitchers in baseball?
I reckon. I'm not sure about that one.
Do you think
I think that the Dodgers have a really good pitching staff, so he would be a really good addition. But I don't think we need him.
As Cody Matthews swings over that slider for a strike 3, up to bat, the in right field newly acquired right fielder Caleb Syker from Flint, Michigan, coming all the way to Australia. He spent last summer, winter in Australia, summer for everywhere else in the world, in Sweden, where he put up some solid numbers, and now he is in Coomera, a former football star, transitioned to baseball. Yeah, the Dodgers just can't put the finishing touch on it. It is tough having one of the best pitchers in Clayton Kershaw just not perform in the postseason. Tough one. Tough predicament. But they always have good seasons. They're in a somewhat challenging but still fairly easy NL West division, with their only competition really being the Colorado Rockies, but they just don't have the budget as the Dodgers, as Caleb Syker gets an infield single to the 6-hole. Tough play for Connor Laverty at short, but he does his best and makes a good throw to first, but Caleb just beats it out, which now brings up Ichi Ikai.
Now, Ichi is one of only 2 of our Japanese imports this year, which is a big change over the last 3 seasons for the Cubs, as we've only had imports coming into our club for 3 seasons. And in the first season, all of our imports were Japanese, except for one American, who was Spencer. And then last season, we had half and half, with Caleb Sika stealing a base there. So we had about 5 Japanese imports and 5 American imports last season. And then this season, we have all American imports and 2 Japanese imports.
So not quite all American imports, but a good chunk of them are American. We do have 1 British import.
Oh, yeah.
And
Sorry,
2
Paul.
Japanese imports. And it is a lot of imports, but, you know, we are putting together a fine season, trying to get back in that 4th place to fight for that final playoff spot. But we're not trying to look too far ahead, as baseball is played 1 game at a time, 1 pitch at a time.
That is
and
correct.
We are trying to just go on a bunch of 1-game winning streaks, as Ichi swings and miss for out number 3.
Now, I think that this season, Andrew Azzopardi has come into our club for the first time as a coach, and he's made a really big difference for our club. How do you find him as a coach, Paul?
That answer will be right after this purple screen.
Welcome back to the top of the 8 here in the late ball game. The score is still 5-0 to the Coomera Cubs, as we have a change for Takudo Hasagawa at first base. Michael Sharp has come in. Now, Takudo's had a good game so far, so I think he'll be pretty happy to come out of the game and give Michael Sharp a few swings and at-bats.
And going back to that last question, Andrew Azzopardi is a huge players coach. Every player knows that he has our back 100%, and that is a huge, huge plus as a player, knowing that you have a coach that cares for you and really does want you to succeed and will fight for you any chance that he gets. He's a very vocal guy, as you guys probably can hear him on this telecast. But you know, it's all pro Cubs. It's all just really wants the best for the players. As Jack Waters throws 2 pitches high to the dangerous Areta Damon, as he hits it to first and off of Sharp's glove, And Darren Trainer with the save from going into the dugout. And a very athletic play by Darren Trainer, the vegan, who has that energy, just that new energy to back up first every single play. And that is why he is Mr. Cape Cod, is that he does the little things amazingly, and he's calling a great game. He backs up on every play. It's the little things that some people just goes unnoticed, but the baseball fanatics just see it, and that is why Darren Trainer is possibly one of the fan favorites as he attempts to throw out the speedy Areta Damon, which he is bang play, but safe at second. As Drew Naylor is up batting. Having a nice 5-run cushion, the Coomera Cubs are not really worried about the runner on second. We will trade a run for an out at this point of the game, being that it is the 8th inning, as there is a high pop-up on the infield. Ichi charging in and catches the ball right behind the pitcher's mound. As Jack Waters gets an easy first out of the inning, where the Red Sox have 5 outs now to try to make up for a 5-run deficit. And now up to bat, Simon Morris. Simon Morris takes a sharp slider in for strike one. Jack Waters is pitching just a superb game. Like I said, he is the pitcher of every week for the Coomera Cubs. He missed one or 2 weeks with a tailbone issue, but he decided to break a chair while trying to sit down and hurt his tailbone. So it is good to see him back up and healthy, trying to throw the ball as hard as he can on every pitch, the Grand Canyon University way. And he throws that one up high. However, if there was a radar gun, which there is not, had to have been at least 90 miles an hour. What would you think, Georgina?
I don't know if it was 90, but I'm sure it would be high 80s.
Jack, also a young kid, 17 years old, as he just misses on that 1-2 pitch. Jack Waters does have a lot of tools that a lot of colleges are looking for. I think the next big step that he could take is the mental approach of what pitch to throw and what count. I think that is the next big leap that he needs to take in order to go from good to great. But, he is, like I said, in his eyes, the best pitcher in the GBL.
And it's good to have that confidence. It's
actually probably not even the GBL. He's probably the best
oh my God.
best pitcher in Australia. But
For his age.
no, he thinks he's the best pitcher in Australia.
Right.
And which it is good to have that confidence, but he's learning a lot really quickly, and he's going to learn a lot at GCU, and he's got a bright future ahead of him. As he blows by Simon Morris, as the 5-hole hitter Liam Jessup is now up to bat. Jack looking to add to his strikeout total in today's game, as he flips in a slider. He's having the same approach to every hitter, which is sliders early and fastballs late. He is pitching backwards, and he is doing a great job. A great game plan by Darren Trainer, the catcher, Mr. Cape Cod, to call a great game as Liam Jessup fouls that one away. 0-2. He is the two options that he should do to a big hitter like this is try to throw a fastball underneath the hands or a slider in the dirt, and we'll see which one he does. And he goes a fastball under the hands, a great pitch, and it brings up another 0-2 count where he should do one of those two options again. As he is way ahead, he has a little wiggle room to play with. And Georgina knows all about that because also on the Senior League Purple, she is also the most consistent pitcher on our team.
You flatter me.
And the runner steals, but Jack Waters throws a whopping 130 kilometers per hour underneath the hands as a perfect pitch to Liam Jessup for out number 3 in the top half of the 8th. And we will be back after this purple screen.
Welcome back to Cubs TV. I'm here with Paul Kirkpatrick on this wonderful Sunday afternoon at the Coomera Cubs Baseball Club, where the Cubs lead the Red Sox 5-0. It is the bottom of the 8th here, and a new pitcher has just been brought in for the Red Sox. I believe that to be Josh Fritz, who has come in from, I believe, second base. So hopefully he can keep up.
Daisuke Yamashita's effort,
Yeah.
a superb effort, where it was just one bad inning, but innings 1 through 6 were great, as the new batter Toma is replacing Jamie Foxx. Toma had one heck of a game on Friday night, playing shortstop, replacing the slightly injured but more just tired Cody Matthews at short. And Toma is also a very young kid young Japanese with a deep fly ball to left center field. It's going back. It's going back. And it's off the fence as Toma hits a stand-up double off the left center field fence. That is absolutely crushed. That is almost as far as he hit the ball on Friday night that was just caught on the warning track.
Now, Tom is only 16 years old as well, like Jamie. So for a kid to be able to hit that far is pretty outstanding. So an amazing effort by Toma there, getting into scoring position.
Especially since he weighs maybe 100 pounds soaking wet. And I think that's the next step for him. He has all the skill, but it's just getting some size on him. But, you know, whatever's working, he just needs to keep doing that as Colby Barrick is now up to bat. As he takes a fastball in on the hands for strike number 1.
Big swing there on a circle change by Josh Fritz. Already Josh Fritz has had a double hit off him, but he seems to be throwing some heat there, so hopefully he can hold off the Cubs offense to give the Red Sox a chance late in this game.
As Colby Barrick hits a soft single through the right side of the infield for his numerous hit of today, as that brings in the birthday boy, Nick Big Daddy Sabs Sablock.
With runners on the corners and none out, Nick has a chance again here to score some runners as he did earlier on in the ball game.
And a shallow fly ball to right field as the second baseman moves back and camps under it. Nick Sablock with the pop out to the second baseman, which now brings up Darren the man, Darren the myth, Darren the legend trainer. He is looking for his at least third or fourth hit of the day. He was on pace for the cycle early in the game, and he was robbed of a single by the right fielder in his last at bat, to where it almost was a home run shy. But he's a big team guy, Mr. Cape Cod, that he's gonna look to just try to score that run and add to the Cubs' lead.
Now with 2 runners in scoring position and 1 out, Darren has a big chance here to score some more runs for the Cubs.
Josh Fritz has this weird, funky windup where he throws from a over-the-top position and down sidearm as Darren Trainer bloops a single over the second baseman's head, barely hitting the outfield grass, which means he is just a home run shy of the cycle. Unfortunately, however, that may have been his last at bat of this fine afternoon, this beautiful day in Coomera, as Dylan Sipple with the courtesy running of Darren the man, Darren the myth, Darren the legend trainer, as Graham Fisher steps up to bat and fouls that ball off, out of play. Beautiful scenery here at Coomera Ballpark. Just a nice home field setting. We're currently in the process of building a clubhouse right behind where we are sitting. And you know what? It is a huge addition for the GBL having a clubhouse here. All the players are super excited to be having it. It really puts Coomera Cubs over the top in terms of field, as Graham Fisher takes that ball outside.
That pitch had a bit of pace on it, I reckon.
Yeah, bringing the heat to Graham Fisher.
Now this clubhouse has been waited on for a very, very long time. It's been in the process of, I can't explain how excited that everybody is, especially my dad, Nick Day.
Club president, Nick Day. He is super excited, been pushing this bill for a long time. And Georgina is super excited because she has already picked out her own locker in the clubhouse. And she is just super excited that it's coming and it's finally here, and it is projected to be ready in March. As Graham Fisher swings through that fastball. Outstanding pitch by Josh Fritz, who brought the heat on that one.
Can you give us a good estimate there?
Oh, that was probably a solid 82 miles an hour. And you know, my predictions may not always be right, but it's never wrong at the same time. As Michael Sharp steps into the box for his first at bat of the late afternoon, as he hits a single through the right side to bring home Colby Barrick. Great job by Sharpie, which now brings up the starting DH, Cody Matthews. Cody Matthews says that his favorite baseball player is Gus Matthews from the Benchwarmers. And although we have tried telling him multiple times that he is not a real baseball player, he certainly hits like Gus Matthews, as he hits that ball off the top of the fence, off of the chain-linked fence, purple monster, as he's in there for a stand-up double. Maybe instead of Cody Matthews, we might want to start calling him Gus Matthews, because they are very similar, which now brings up his roommate, Caleb Syker,
for his second at-bat of the game,
as he fouls that one straight back. And although Georgina knows that there's a chain-linked fence right in front of us, she still flinches every time.
I'm not the only one.
As Caleb Syker floats a ball to left field, scoring Sharpie. Cody Matthews on his way. He scores as well. Caleb Syker with a 2 RBI single,
which brings the score to 10-0.
And that is run rule for the Cubs, winning 10-0. A huge win for Coomera Cubs.
A great game there. Certainly some good pitching. I think that Christian really set up the Cubs nicely in the first 6 innings, and Jack definitely shut it down right in the end.
Great pitching by Christian Keene. Great pitching by Jack Waters. but we all know who the game ball is going to, and that is Nick Sablock. As he is the birthday boy, he is leading the handshake. He is today's game ball winner, Nick Big Daddy Sablock.
Again, a big thank you to all of our fans who came out and filled out the crowd here at Coomera Cubs Baseball Club, and thank you also to all the people watching online from overseas and from home.
And one final note is that earlier today, Ian Lee was attempting the perfect sit, and he accomplished the perfect sit. And that is almost game ball recognition. However, Nick Sablock gets a game ball. We want to thank our fans. Thank you for tuning in, watching the Cubs win.
And also a quick thank you again to our sponsors, Tambourine Mountain College, for all of your education needs, Anytime Fitness Helensville for providing our gym to our imports, CJ Baker and Associates for all of their accounting, and Grimrose Garage for all of his mechanics and helping our imports have cars. Thank you to everyone for tuning in today, and we will see you next time on Cubs TV.